Hello students, I'm Soft Skills Trainer from Department of Career Planning and Development, Chandigarh University. So today we'll be talking about an interview question, and this interview question is from HR round. So before we understand or start framing that particular question, we need to understand first what is HR round. Okay, so your HR round is generally the last round in an interview process, but it ain't the case always. At times companies might conduct this round prior to the technical round if the candidate is going for a technical interview. So HR round is actually an interview with the HR of the company. So most candidates actually have this misconception wherein they think that HR round is just a formality to give them the offer letter, but that's not the case. HR round is an important one as it is in this candidate as it in this round candidates who have cleared technical rounds are actually shortlisted for the final selection. You need to I will be emphasizing on this point that it is actually the round in which the candidates are shortlisted for final selection. That means if you have cleared your HR, your technical round, but it's not a guarantee that you will definitely get a job. Okay, so that means this round becomes a make or break round for candidates with similar technical skills. For example, if 20 candidates have cleared the technical round and now they will proceed for the HR round, that doesn't mean that all 20 will be selected. Based on the vacancy that the company is having, they might select 5 or 10. Okay, the real differentiator in this round is actually candidate's personality, because in the technical round you are already judged by a technical professional that whether you possess technical proficiencies or not. Now this particular round is based on your personality. So let's take a sample question. So this particular sample question is, what motivates you to do a good job? Repeat this question: what motivates you to do a good job? So if you want to pause this video and have your own sample answer ready, you can, and then you can match with the sample answers that I will provide you. Okay, let's start with this thing. First we need to understand the question, what this question is all about. Now whenever you have to answer any question, or whenever you are preparing for any interviews, you will be preparing for some questions. First understand why this question is asked, then only you will be able to understand what points I have to cover and what points I don't have to mention. So this is really important to understand the question. So we'll be first understanding the question. Now this question seeks to discover more than the things that motivate you. That means that it is the interview is not just asking, the HR manager is not just asking about a particular thing that motivates you. He seeks something more than that. HR manager wants to know about your motivation, habits and your consistency. Hiring manager seeks to understand about your personality and enthusiasm towards work. Now these are the points that you need to take into consideration, that he'll be looking at your personality, about whether you are enthusiastic about the work or not, what kind of habits you have, your consistency in the work. Okay, so it's important you prepare this answer in advance. Just think about a specific abilities and how you can provide an answer to highlight your motivational habits. So again, I hope you understood the context of the question, that it is not just about one or two particular habit. He'll be looking at your personality. Some example if you want to give, you can give about that particular habit that you have, to highlight that yes, you are a motivational person, that how you get motivated. Okay, so answering the question, so how you need to answer the question, number one point that you need to keep in your head is to be enthusiastic. It's really important to be enthusiastic during the entire interview process, and it is especially important for this particular question, because if you don't have a ready response, you may come off to be unmotivated. For example, okay, you have come for an interview and you really want this particular job, and if you are motivated to get a job, that means you should have prepared for this particular answer. You should have gone through all the possible question that could have been asked by the HR manager. And again, if you do not have any ready response, and if you have to think a lot to answer this particular question, then you will come off as a that you are not motivated person. When answering when answering this question, keep conversation very engaged to show that you are passionate about the position that is offered. Again, for that you need to read the job description, you need to understand the job profile. Only then you can keep that you can show that you are passionate about the job. And just by saying that you are passionate about the job, that won't help you. You need to understand what the job profile is. Only then you can elaborate on that particular job profile, and then you can talk about that job profile. Second thing is, be specific. While answering, avoid being general. Being general may give an impression that you are talking around and you don't know how to answer. Again, this is a really important one, and this particular advice is for all the interview questions. You need to be really specific and really relevant. You need to beat the bush around, because the thing is, you don't want to come off as that you don't know what the answer is. So you need not to circumvent the things and just talk about things that is not related to the answer. Third thing is, be honest. So again, you need to be honest and real when it comes to talking about your personal motivation. See, the thing is, for example, if you are saying that you are motivated because of this thing, you try and give some examples, and that actually are not real. You cannot fake that, because your hiring manager are really experienced one. They will come to know when you are lying, when you are faking, when you are giving them true answers or real answers. So please be honest with your answers. Okay, moving on. Things to avoid. Number one is being unprepared. So this particular question has an underlying meaning that, okay, if you are motivated enough, that means that you should have prepared for the interview. And again, so if you're not prepared, that clearly shows that you're not motivated person. Simple. Talking about money as motivation, most of the time candidates end up saying that we are really motivated by the money or the remunerations that we might get. So please avoid that. Money is the last thing that you should be talking about, taking as a motivation. Faking your answer, again, giving unrealistic answers, giving dishonest answer, being dishonest with the interview, that will not help you, because you cannot fake things in front of an experienced hiring manager. Okay, now let's move towards a sample answer. So the sample answer goes like this: I am highly self-motivated in all I do, whether it is my work or my personal endeavor. When I set out to do something, I always give it my all. I pay close attention to each and every detail. In my third year, while I was working on a project, I suffered initial failures, but that did not make me lose hope. I continued to work on the program and completed it. The success of the project was one thing that kept me motivated, and I continued to put in more efforts. So this is one sample answer. The second sample answer would be, succeeding in the tasks that I have been assigned and meeting the deadlines works as a motivator for me. I have a strong desire to succeed at work for the betterment of the organizations and for my own personal achievements. I also have an outstanding ability to stay focused on projects from beginning to end and meet deadlines with excellent organization skills, keeping up with the quality of work throughout the duration of the task. So in these two answers, you must have observed that success is one such thing that is keeping the candidate, whosoever is giving this answer, motivated. Now, success is a good motivator. The result can also be a good motivator. For example, if you started preparing for some examination, let's say you started preparing that you want to clear GATE examination, so at times you feel demotivated. Okay, I'm not able to sail through this exam, I'm not able to crack this exam. But the moment you think about the life that you will have after clearing the GATE examination, joining a public sector undertaking company, and the life, the remunerations, the facilities the government will give you, you gather yourself, you gather all your energy, you start working hard. Now this can be a motivation that your life will be changed if you just clear this examination, clear the interview. So this can be a motivating factor. Other motivating factor, for example, some people really like doing social work. That can be a motivating factor for them. So you need to find your own motivational habits, because one or the other way you need to answer this question, and you cannot fake it. So you need to have real life examples and from your life. For example, if you are in if you're doing engineering, so you can gather some examples from the fest that you have organized, projects that you've done. Or if you're an MBA student, you must have done something in your internship, you must have outperformed someone in during the internship. Or if you scored really good in the examination, so there must be some motivating factor that compelled you to do that, that made you to do that. Now that is the motivating factor that you need to somehow adjust it or in your answer, and to present it in such a way that you have an ability that will stand you out. Okay, I hope you understood how to answer this particular question. I thank you for your time. Thank you very much.